What's up, happy fabricators? In this video we're going to be doing an aluminum trailer tongue repair. Now this thing's got some crazy stuff going on with it. It's not only got cracks down some of these weld joints, but as you can see, the whole front of this tongue is bananaed. So we're going to do our best to bring this thing back to its true shape and reinforce it. So stick around. I think the first thing we're going to tackle is to roll this side back in so that I can do these upper welds and reconnect these guys. And then we're going to tackle those back two ears there and see if we can get them bent back down. But we're just going to grab a ratchet strap and go at this thing. I would say that looks a little better. Okay, so the last part we're going to tackle here is this front little merge part on the tongue. I bent this back and welded this back up, and then I tried to wash over a factory weld, and I just don't like the way it turned out. So I'm going to grind all these off and put a tie-in plate here anyways. It'll be better, kind of help distribute the stress of that out and just make it look cleaner and stronger overall. Okay, so this is something, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I found these recently at FabTech when I was there, and they call this an illuminator disc. It's a cotton fiber disc. It's weird because it's pretty smooth, but the cool thing is it does not load up, and I got a couple of these as samples of FabTech, and I love them. I actually haven't found out where I'm going to purchase them yet. I looked on Amazon, I didn't see them, but they're made by a company called Rex Cut, and I'm definitely going to be sourcing some more of them. If I end up finding a source or a link, I'll leave that down in the description. Okay, so I lost my audio here, but what I'm doing is explaining basically why I use the torch in some of these situations. First off is it's cold outside right now. It's probably about 30 degrees in some the days that I was working on this. And so that helps bring the temperature of the material up to something that's going to be just a little easier to weld, especially because I'm adding this thicker plate to the base material. Bringing that thicker material up a little higher in temperature is just going to help that weld blend a little better and give you a little more consistency. The other reason is it kind of helps burn off any of the impurities that are directly on the surface and takes just a little bit of the moisture out of the aluminum, especially this stuff's been sitting outside and it just kind of helps dry that off. Now, MAP gas is better to use for this than propane, but both of them will draw some extent of moisture actually to themselves, so you have to bring it up to enough of a temperature that it will do its process and then actually kind of evaporate that moisture off. So I welded the entire top of these reinforcement plates, but as you can see, I decided to just stitch the bottoms here because I wanted to allow for moisture to be able to drain out, because the factory tubes had holes and perforations in them. I didn't want moisture to get in there and potentially freeze and expand. Now, this is a tilt bed trailer, and about right here is where the front of it rests, and that's where it ended up fatiguing and breaking. So I decided I want to run a spine ahead of where that break was, all the way along the back to the bolt pivot. Now, I haven't drilled the bolt pivot out on the back here, it's right here. Still got to do that, as you can see on the other side. But then in addition to that, I wanted to add this gusset plate just to tie in where it ripped out, and then also give a heavier surface for the front of that trailer to rest on. Now, it also delaminated up here, and I decided to add another tie-in plate up here just to box that in and reinforce that. Okay, so unfortunately I lost the audio for the entire rest of the video, so what I'm doing here is just explaining the tools that I use to get the job done. The first primary thing I used is my cotton fiber discs from RexCut. Like I said, I don't exactly know where to source these yet, but I'm going to find that out. Got these samples and they've performed great. Definitely going to be using more of these in the future. They don't load up like a regular flap disc, and just really enjoyable to use with the performance that they give. Other thing I use is a silica strip disc. Love using these things for cleaning up. They clean surface really well without gouging the base metal. And then obviously my TIG welder, which I have sitting over here in the corner. I'm currently using the PrimeWeld TIG 225. So thanks for watching AM Custom Fab. If you want to see more fabrication content, click some of the links that are going to pop up here. If you want to be notified of upcoming videos, hit that subscribe button and go build something, guys.
Alex, dinner's ready.
Okay.